The world has gotten noisier. It's harder to get your message out and be seen by the right people. What if I could show you a way to get hundreds or even thousands of high quality leads from your target demographic and have some of the top people in your niche promote that? If that sounds interesting to you, my name is Kevin Sanderson from LGN Marketing. It stands for Lead Generation and Nurturing. I've put together countless virtual summits and webinars and live streams. And I can tell you there's one business which would kind of act as, we'll call it the fast pass to jump the line, whether you're trying to put out a bunch of content to get in front of people, or you want to pay a lot in paid ads, hoping to get a return. So I'm going to share with you basically some results from a recent virtual summit that I put together, which I think is one of the best ways to get some of the top people in your space to want to work with you and be excited about it, because you're giving them a platform and a stage to get their message across. And so it all comes down to making sure that the whole thing is set up correctly from the get-go. So if what I'm about to show you is of interest to you, just comment workbook down below and we'll get you copy of our workbook where you can learn all the things you need to know to set up a virtual summit for success from the get-go. So just to share with you a little bit of the results behind my recent virtual summit, let me go ahead and share my screen here. So this is right here showing you from that's short for Scale Your Agency Summit, SYAS. We had over 1,000 people, almost 1,100 people sign up, and that was free. So that was free leads that were shared by our speakers. And I'll show you a little bit about how we make that exciting, enticing, both for the speakers and for the people wanting to sign up. And instead of like paying for ads where I'm having to put money out, I actually was able to get money coming in. So let me just share that real quick here with you. So basically the way it worked was, you can see, I'll make that a little bit bigger. So it brought in over $8,000 in sales of people who, after we offer the free ticket, they can have the choice to sign up for lifetime access. And we gave them a couple other bonuses. And then we also had some sponsors. So it was close to $10,000, not quite 10,000. In front-end revenue, in addition to adding on over 1,000 new leads onto my list, and also being able to create relationships with people in the space that I could collaborate with. And so I've already had invitations to podcasts from some of the people in my space for this particular, which is for marketing agencies. I also was able to do list share trades, where basically, I'll send an email to my list about that particular company where I think they're doing cool work. They're going to send an email to their list about my virtual summits. It's opened the doors to doing virtual summits for other people, which is a service that I also offer. So it's opened up all kinds of doors for me. And that's something they could do for you if you structure it properly. So if you have the right people, who are signing up to, or not signing up, that you've gotten to agree to be a speaker, you could put together graphics look kind of like this. And so basically these are, we had about 20 people who were speakers. And so I just looked up on LinkedIn, Scale Your Agency Summit, and I can see a handful of times that our speakers shared it out to their audiences. And so basically the way it is, basically you've got about 20 speakers. Is usually 15 to 20 is what I recommend. Now, you might be saying, I don't necessarily know 20 people in my space, or maybe there's a bunch of people you'd like to create partnerships with, but how do you do that? And so like, if you have a podcast, that's great, but maybe they would just come on the podcast and then, it's kind of transactional. They're done, is what I've found in the past. Whereas with a virtual summit, it's about a broader opportunity to showcase their own skills and their own authority. And they get to be perceived now by their audiences as a expert among experts. So that's what draws a lot of people to the summit. Now, a couple things just to tell you is of the, I think we had ended up with 21 speakers. And some people might be saying, well, I don't know a lot of people in my space. Well, I knew 2 of the 20. And reaching out to people because I had the right messaging to the right audience and they were a good fit to want to speak to that audience, because everybody's always looking to get in front of the right audience, of people that would be their target customers. And so because I was creating a virtual summit, and that's something you could do as well, it makes it very enticing for people to want to be part of that event and then also share it out with their audiences. Now, truth be told, social media is great. You want people to share it on social media and you will get people to sign up. But where the bulk actually comes from is from people's email lists, because social media is great for creating awareness. But if you want people to take action, it's all about getting people to share it to their email list. And there are different ways that you can use to try to identify who might have a list. But the best thing to do, I find, is just who do you already follow? Who are the podcasters? Who are the people that maybe have already run virtual summits or in-person events? Who are the thought leaders? Who are the experts in your space? Invite them to be part of this. And oftentimes, they'll be excited because they recognize some of the other people that are on the summit and they want to share to their audiences like, hey, look who else I'm speaking with. And so they're excited to share the stage, so to speak, even though it's a virtual stage and we record it all ahead of time. So it's not like they're, all together at one time. That would be a lot to try to coordinate. So I like to keep it simple. So that's basically how I structured it and put it together. So basically what they're doing is people that have these lists that have, audiences on social media and in their emails, they would share out a page and we would give them a tracking link, and there would be a page similar to this. This is actually the page builder. So basically just, hey, this is what it is, 3 days, 3 quick little bullet points of this is what the summit is about, something value driven, something that's benefit driven, reminding people real quick of like, hey, this is who's going to be speaking. They could click a button to sign up. The nice thing about a virtual summit is inherently you have scarcity of time. And so my suggestion is don't just make it available all the time, especially when you initially put it out. You want to make it so, hey, these are the dates it's going to be available. And then make it so there's a little bit of scarcity of time, and remind people with a countdown timer. Then remind people more about the benefits they're going to receive of attending. And then now we've got the list of, okay, here's the speakers. Day by day. It's basically like a schedule. Now, for me, I don't put out a schedule. I think it's too complicated if you try to like make it see like a schedule, like, from this time to this time and this time to this time. I just say every day, 9:00 a.m. Eastern time, I make these sessions available. So every day I would make more sessions available. And we have all these, awesome people who are sharing their knowledge. And we had lots of great comments and feedback from attendees. And in addition to that, we also had a lot of people who were speakers that were excited to be part of this. And I did get some good feedback from that. So I'm sharing all this with you, not to like brag, like, look how great these summits are, or, what I put together. It's more just, you could do something similar to this in your business. If you have a particular expertise that you're trying to get in front of a niche audience. So like, for example, this is one of our speakers who said that she's usually pretty skeptical about summits because she's seen a lot of mixed outcomes, which I do believe that if you have it set up correctly on the front end, there's no guarantee of anything in business, but you can definitely stack the odds in your favor that you can have a successful summit. And a successful summit doesn't have to have over 1,000 people sign up. It could have, 100 or 200 of your absolute target demographic, your target audience that you're trying to get in front of, super high quality leads that are coming in with the borrowed authority of the speakers that you have coming to your summit. So I had almost 1,100 people sign up, and, I have an email list that's somewhat relevant, but you don't necessarily need to. And truth be told, I think my list only generated maybe 60-ish people out of the almost 1,100. And so if I didn't have those, yeah, it was great that I had those, but that still would have been about 1,000 people that signed up for the summit without my list. So it's all about creating being the person that creates the platform. I had a lot of people thank me for creating the platform. And that could be the same thing that happens for you. So like this person here said, that she thought that this stood out, the summit, the way we positioned it. So it ended up being a net positive for her. And so now we're working on other collaborations. She's another person I'm working on collaborations with. And this is a person who actually I worked with more as a client, and she was a speaker at another summit I put together about 6 months ago. But she's one that said that she's now gone on to other virtual summits. So this is a door opener for her. So she doubled her email list and generated about $10,000 in revenue from her summits. And then she had the opportunity to go on other virtual summits as a result of hosting her virtual summit. And she commented about how the difference with the other virtual summit that she spoke at was that we made it easier with the summit we put together. So it's all about making it easy for you, easy for the people that you're working with. And so that's the model that I like to go with. So again, my name is Kevin Sanderson. If you would like to get a copy of my Grow Marketing Blueprint, which helps you put together virtual summits, as well as the back-end offers to really make them profitable, including an over 1.1, almost 1.2 million annualized revenue stream. If that sounds of interest to you, I've got the case studies to back that up. So I'd be more than happy to have my team get you a copy of this workbook. You can print it out if you'd like. If you're like me, like print it out and using a pen, or you can just have it handy in your browser or in, your PDF viewer, whatever you like to use. So again, my name is Kevin Sanderson. If you found this video to be helpful, please click the thumbs up icon. And if you want more resources to go deeper on this topic, then I highly recommend you subscribe to this channel. Thank you and have an awesome day.